Next on our list is the 3x21-inch handheld belt sander. Okay, let's open this up here. Our instructions. Okay, a baggie there. Nothing else in the box. It's beauty. It's a beauty. Now, this is a good looking tool, but I don't understand why WEN changed their dust port on this tool. Why did they make this awkward shape? I'm not getting that. If you look inside the bag, there's a little notch. So you have to press in tight so it could clip onto these little plastic balls there. I don't understand that. Now, after reviewing so many WEN products already, I don't know why they decided on this tool to change the dust port to this awkward shape. I'm not getting that. Both of these are not like that. Even their hand planker isn't like that. So what engineer from WEN said, let's make this funky looking shape here for giggles? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Good thing I didn't purchase this to work in the workshop. This is just to work outdoors on my picnic tables and the deck that I'm about to build soon. So, I don't know. Another thing, if you didn't know, WEN has been around since 1951. So, someone dropped the ball on this. And here's our trigger. And you can lock your trigger in place by pressing that button. And to release, just press the trigger. On the side here is our tracking knob. That's to adjust our belt. And right here is our tension lever. And that's to release our belt. Now you can slide it off. And again, there are arrows. So your belt's going this way. Not sure if you can see that. If you look carefully, that's your arrow that indicates that your belt is going this way. So that's how you put your belt back on. Try to get it as even as possible as you can before you latch it. So I would say hold it up top here before you latch it. Just hold it in place. Make sure you don't snap your thumb there. Lock it in place. Reason why I say hold it from up top before you latch it is because where your belt lines up, it's almost the exact same size. Here, I'll show you. Let me release it again. Take the belt out the way so you can see. See, this is your plate where your belt, where you're placing your belt at. And it's about the same size. Yeah, so just line it up, hold it there, latch it. Also, if you look on the back side, this little notch here, I have no idea what that is for. I didn't find anything in the manual that speaks about that. If you know what it's for, please leave it in the comment because I'm very curious. At first I thought it was like for like a kickstand so your belt's not resting and it stays upward like that. But there's nothing else in the box. I checked the box twice. There's nothing there. Just to give you an example what I'm talking about, on their hand planker, that's like a little kickstand. So when you place this down on the table, your blade is protected. I do like that the handle here is rubber. I thought it was plastic, but this section here on both sides is actually rubber. The front as well, where you hold on to it, it's also rubber. And this is a 7 amp tool. They also provide you some information on what gauge extension cord you should be using if you're going a certain amount of feet. Now our belt sander is plugged in. To make our adjustments, you flip it on its backside and then you pull the trigger and you watch it go side to side and you make your adjustments. Now just pay attention to this area here. So if you think about a righty tighty lefty loosey, if I go right, it should go inward this way. If I go left, it should go outward. Let's see. So look in this area here. So if I go downward, it should go more outward. You see? Now we want to adjust it. Then you just keep playing with it until you get it where you want it. And once you have it perfectly aligned, it should just keep your eye on it and make sure it's not falling off as you're working. I hope I explained that. It probably sounded a little confusing, but it does take time to make your adjustments. But once you have it adjusted, you're good to go. You don't have to play with that again until you decide to change the belt. Or if you drop the tool, you might want to check on it and make sure nothing's funny. But you will know right away if something's wrong because your belt's going to start going the opposite way that you don't want it to go. So let's connect our awkward, not understanding why they designed it like that, dust bag on. Okay, we are outside and we're gonna test it out on this area of the picnic table. As you can see. And on this side last week, I was testing the planker and that tool did an amazing job. If you would have seen, this was bulging outward a lot. If that video's released, I'll leave it in the link in the description. But as of now, let's work on this area and see how this hand belt sander does. Okay, look at that. It really did a good job. Now, at first it did catch me off guard because it took off. I wasn't expecting that much power, but it does have a lot of power. But the only thing I noticed, it only covers but so much space. So if you look at your tool where that metal plate is at, that's the only section that's actually sanding. From here, let me go more outward from there, and all of this isn't doing anything. It's only where that metal bracket is at. That's what I noticed. But it did a great job. I was impressed. You can see. Nice. As for their strange looking connection dust bag, it actually did a lot of work. As you can see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It did pick up a lot. Not all of it, but it did get a lot of that. But we are outside. It is a little windy, so it wasn't going to catch it all anyway. Okay, my thoughts on the sander. For the price, 40 bucks, it's well worth it. But like I said, I felt as though it was only cutting in that area. That's 5 inches. unless you don't mind rocking it back and forth like this to get more. But it has power. It took off on me. As for this, I still haven't figured out what it's for. And to the lefties, if I use this tool, it's difficult for me to press this button to hold my trigger in, so I will have to do that before I start and see where my hands position. So if your hands are bigger than mine, you're definitely going to be pressing up against the bag there. But that's the life of a lefty, because a lot of tools, they are really made for right-handed people. So for most of my tools, I did learn how to use my right hand. I just had to adapt. As for the cord is 6 feet, so I'm assuming that's just WEN standard. If this is a tool that you're going to be using a lot, I think you should look into other brands and see what they have to offer. Now, if you're going for a budget, this definitely is the budget tool. It works, it does the job, but I think there's better ones out there. You probably be able to cover more surface with other belt sanders. And like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure you noticed I can't stand or understand why did they make this dust port to not fit most standard connections. So the kit that I purchased earlier that you saw when I connected on the other WEN products definitely won't connect to your belt sander. Just can't do it. But for the kit and the price, 20 bucks, yeah, that's a steal. And it comes with 3 more connections. 20 bucks all day, every day. Now I'm gonna show you the accessory I was talking about that it's a must to own if you're purchasing any of these 3 tools. Let's open up our bag here. This is called an abrasive cleaning stick. Now, here's the weird thing. It says you do not need to remove all the wrapper. But what this is for is to maintain your belt clean. With a clean belt, it will perform its best all the time. So we're gonna power this one up and test this cleaning stick out. Now I know a few woodworkers already bragged about this product, so I said, I need to go get it because it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $7 for the one stick, and that looks like it's gonna last some time. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I like that. This one looks pretty clean. Okay, let's try it on this one. Nice. Look at that. Now, if I had it connected to the dust collector, it should have picked all that up. But look at that. Well, there you have it. That's the end of my video. I hope this video helped someone out there. Perhaps this is something you were thinking about getting in your workshop and you were curious on how it looks even when it comes out of the box. And hopefully this video will help you decide whether this is something that you want in your workshop. And I believe I did mention this is not a sponsored video. However, I am Amazon affiliated. If you make a purchase through the link I provide at the bottom, I get a small kickback at absolutely no cost to you. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. And I'll see you on the next one. You should have yourself a good one. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another Handyman Land video. Today's video I have 3, 2. I forgot what I was gonna say.